Hi, and welcome to the Teaching Corner. Today I'm going to be showing you the sequence that I use when I tutor. I'm an Orton-Gillingham tutor at the certified level, and I was trained at the Key School at Carolina Day. But different programs in different places, depending on where you get your training, are going to have a different sequence. I know different programs that are based off of Orton-Gillingham have their own sequence, like Wilson. So I'm just going to show you the sequence that I use. My children did go to a school that used Spalding, which is a Orton-Gillingham based program designed for the classroom, and I may go through those cards on a different day because when they would hold up a particular card, they would say all the sounds associated with that card. So for this, they would say a, ah. I found in tutoring that that was too confusing for students, that they needed to go explicitly sound by sound, learning the most commonly used sound and then the harder sounds later. So I will show them to you one at a time the way that I would teach it. Again, if your sequence is different, I'm not so concerned necessarily about teaching you a particular sequence as I am just letting you hear the various sounds so that you can practice them with your students, especially if you're not a native English speaker or if you haven't had a lot of personal phonics instruction. Some of us have bad habits, like for B we might say buh instead of b. And so I just want you to hear the various sounds so that you can help your students. And if your students do happen to do that, like g, t, b, just tell them, cut the sound. And you can show them on your own mouth and your own face how to not add that vowel sound. Because technically a B can say ba, ba, bi, ba, ba, baby, bye, bo, boo. So we want to teach them to cut that vowel sound out of it so they're just getting the B sound. All right, so let's start. And this sequence, the initial sheet is kind of long, and so I'm going to break this into 3 videos to show you. There's like 3 different rows on my particular sheet, so I will break it into 3 videos to make it a little bit shorter. A, B, M is a nasal sound, so if you need your students to feel that, they can place their hand on their nose, so they can feel their nose vibrate. T. You want them to say the hard sound for C first. K, k. I. For I, we itch our nose. I. I'll crinkle my nose sometimes after I'll teach them this, itch. And then after a while when I'm tutoring with a student, if they get I and E confused, I'll just crinkle my nose, or I'll do this without any kind of sound, and they'll know that it's the I. R. This is another nasal, so again, you can put your hand on your nose to feel it. If you want, you can sign M with the 3 fingers and N with the 2 fingers to differentiate the 2. P. At this point, you want to teach your student the concept of a syllable. And so we have some hand motions for that a syllable is a word or part of a word with one vowel sound. Again, a syllable is a word or part of a word with one vowel sound. I'll put a link down below, and I'll do a video on the 7 syllable types, and I'll also do one on syllable division later, but I just wanted to introduce that to you. After you've taught your student that, you want to teach them the concept of a closed syllable, because all of the sounds that they've learned so far are for short vowels. So these would be consonant, vowel, consonant, or CVC words. You can go ahead and begin doing that now that we've introduced enough vowels. They can start tapping and sounding out words. And I'll put another link down below for a video on tapping. But a closed syllable is a short vowel closed in by a consonant. Again, a closed syllable is a short vowel closed in by a consonant. Okay? After you've taught that, your next vowel sound is ah. Oh. Sometimes I overdo this with students that are having a hard time producing this sound, and I tell them I want to see their tongue, because you can say oh and not show it, but for some kids I really will make them put that tongue out there so that they can see that sound oh, and almost like bite their tongue so that they can show me that they're doing it. D. G. You can put your hand on your throat for g, g, so they can feel it because it's a guttural sound. You feel it down here in your throat. Sometimes I'll put my thumb in my tummy, so that they can hear that sound. J. W. Eh. Students often will confuse E and I, so pull on the sides of your mouth so that they can see the difference. I. After you teach this sound, you want to teach your students open syllables. And an open syllable, the vowel says it's long sound. A, E, I, O, U. Have them play a pretend trombone. A, E, I, O, U. So again, an open syllable, the vowel says is long sound. A, E, I, O, U. After you teach that, you can teach them the words a, the, he, she, we, me, go, I, be, no, and so. Then when you teach Y, you want to teach the consonant sound first, like in the word yellow. So y, y. Z, z. The last concept on this page is the floss rule, which is that after a short vowel, words ending in F, L, S, or Z, you double the final consonant. Have them hit their legs for that, bang on themselves. So if a word ends in F, L, S, or Z and it has that short vowel, you double the final consonant. That's their first short vowel flag, and we'll get to that later. But I hope that's been helpful. If it was, please like and share. Put comments down below what particular program you use and maybe the sequence that you use. And I hope to see you later. Bye.